Are you stressing about how you're going to pay rent, car leases, and other obligations during this pandemic?
Don't worry, because the ladies-in-law are here to help.
Yes, we are.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Make sure you like our video and subscribe to the Ladies-in-Law.
Yep, you know that little heart and thumbs up at the bottom of your screen? Click it before you do anything else.
Right, because legal news like this is too hot to miss, and we're bringing it to you every Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm Rippy.
And I'm Shake.
And we're the Ladies-in-Law.
And we're ripping and shaking up all the legal information you know, need to know, and want to know.
From the tabloids to the courthouse to your own home.
And on this episode, we're talking about something that's so relevant and even more important than anything else with what's going on in the world right now with coronavirus.
Exactly. So many people have been losing jobs, they're losing money, all because of the virus. I mean, even celebrities, professional athletes have been impacted. Soccer players, NBA players, they've been asked to take pay cuts or even return some of the money that they've already received.
Yeah, Jasmine, they are multimillionaires. They're not in a situation like you are, we are. I mean, speaking for us, we've had a financial negative impact even as a law firm from coronavirus, and I can't even imagine what anybody else is going through. And our contracts aren't disappearing. Our obligations aren't just going away.
Right.
So what do we do?
Well, Amina, there's something called force majeure clauses.
Force what?
Force majeure. It's French and it means superior force. And basically these clauses allow parties to either terminate the contract or suspend obligations when there's some sort of circumstances that are unforeseen that arises that's completely outside of the party's control.
So I would assume something like a world pandemic is falling into one of those clauses.
Well, yes, it should. So these clauses typically cover pandemics, wars, strikes, any type of natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, things of that nature. But like with any contract, you have to read the fine print.
Right, and hopefully after watching this video, all of you are going to go take any contracts that you might be bound to right now and read that fine print and find language in there like a force majeure clause that would protect you during this and release you of those obligations. The problem is, more times than not, that language isn't going to be in there.
Right.
It's just not, because the party that wants you to sign the contract it's not to their benefit that you have that clause in there.
Right. So they're typically not going to put it in there.
They're just not going to. And it's your burden to make sure it's in there. What do you do? I mean, you're probably freaking out. Don't. There are other options. Courts are so sympathetic to people that fall in situations like this when there are horrific crises going on. A court is not going to say, no, you must now pay this. No, especially if you've been upholding your end of the bargain all along, a court is going to laugh at the other party for trying to force you to uphold this obligation when you simply can't. If you look at a lot of people are in leases right now, they pay rent. Well, you don't have a job. So how, with a family especially, are you going to pay your rent? You can go and renegotiate the terms of the contract with your landlord, and the landlord likely should know that a court's going to be like, no, you can't make them pay if they can't with what's going on. So maybe you get on a payment plan or a lowered amount, something like that.
Exactly. And I know in Michigan and in many states around the country, the governors have issued executive orders which have suspended any type of eviction filings while this pandemic is going on. So even if your landlord is upset with you because you haven't paid rent, they can't take any legal action against you. They cannot file an eviction case against you while this pandemic is going on. And there have actually been some landlords who have sent threatening notices to tenants saying, hey, look, you need to either pay your rent or you need to move out within 7 days.
Ooh, that's
which is completely BS. The
Rude.
Attorney General in Michigan has sent these landlords cease and desist letters saying, look, this violates the governor's order. You cannot threaten to kick people out because you can't even kick people out. You can't even take them to court during this time. For those of you who are not leasing but own your home and have mortgages, the banks have already said, look, we're willing to work with you. We're going to suspend payments. We're going to offer reductions for up to a year, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate to renegotiate the terms of your contract during this trying time.
And again, the main takeaway is when you do enter into a contract, you never think something like this is going to happen or something else terrible, but try to have that protection up front in the contract. Have a force majeure clause in there. And if you can't, like Jasmine said, renegotiate the terms. I mean, this is something that shouldn't happen often, and you need to protect yourself and your loved ones. So thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe so you get all of the hottest legal news from the ladies in law every week.
That's another episode of Ladies in Law.
Rip it up, shake it up, rip it up, shake it up, rip it up, shake it up.